Welcome to the Southern Craft Wood Shop. I'm Wes Lewis. Whether you call it a swarm trap or a bait hive, the concept is pretty simple. We want to give a swarm of honeybees a move-in ready apartment that we can later collect, bring to our bee yard, and move them into one of our hives. In this video, I'll show you how to make 3 swarm traps out of 1 sheet of 3/4 exterior grade plywood. Before we start, let's talk about safety. It's your responsibility to yourself and your loved ones to know and understand your tools. Be sure to follow all procedures and guidelines involved with operating them safely. Even though we're not going to be handling bees in this video, I do want to get one more disclaimer in there. Bees can range from gentle to aggressive. If you're going to be working with bees, be sure to wear your safety gear for that as well. Like most of my projects, this one started on the computer. I did a simple drawing with dimensions, as well as laying out how to get all of my cuts for 3 swarm traps out of 1 sheet of 3/4 inch exterior grade plywood. I'll put a link to that in the description. Now, over to the table saw. I'll need 2 rips at 19 7/8, but I want to oversize my first rip to 20 1/8. That'll allow me to spin my board around and remove the factory edge. Now I'll set my saw to 19 7/8 and make 2 rips. My third rip will be 7 3/8. With our rips done, now it's time to go to our crosscut sled. I'll get 5 19-inch cuts out of this first rip. I'm going to actually lay out my first cut at 19 1/4. That'll keep me from having so much weight on the tail end while I try to make my first cut, and I can come back and make my dust cut when I finish the other 4. So for my first cross cut, I'll simply line up my tick mark with my saw kerf and my crosscut sled. I'm going to go ahead on our second rip and make an oversized head cut and set it to the side. Just like our first rip of plywood, I'll need to get 5 19-inch cross cuts out of this third rip. This will be our sides. I'll do just like I did the first 2 rips, and I'll oversize my first cross cut before I set up a bump stop. Rather than having to measure each one of my cuts as I go, I'll set a bump stop up where I can make all of my cuts exactly the same. "19 inches, that's what we're looking for. With our bump stop in place and our previously trimmed edge, we're ready to make our 19-inch cross cuts. Well, there's 5 of our 6 sides. We'll get number 6 in just a little bit. We'll set up our bump stop at 8 7/8 to get 3 cross cuts to make our lids, and then we'll repeat that at 7 3/8 to get our 3 bottoms. We'll still have to make 1 more cut on these bottoms, but first we need to do a little bit of math. I based all of my cuts off of 3/4 inch material, but this plywood's actually 23 32. If you'll double up 2 pieces, then cut your tape at 19 7/8, which is the width of my box, you'll see that my bottom actually needs to be 18 7/16 instead of 18 3/8. The last of our pieces will come out of what's left from rip number 2. We'll need 1 rip at 7 3/8, that'll be our last side. Then we'll need 3 rips at 3 1/2 inches. That'll be our hangers. One last cross cut and our cut list will be complete. We'll be putting 5 frames in each one of our swarm traps. For that, we'll need to cut a 3/8 by 5/8 rabbet on the top edge of each one of our side panels. I've set up a dado blade and a sacrificial fence to do that here at the table saw. With all of our pieces cut and prepped, now we're ready for assembly. I'll start by sandwiching the bottom in between the two sides. I'll use a generous amount of exterior grade glue on both ends of my bottom. I'll shoot that together with a couple 1.5" staples. Now you want to be sure when you shoot the sides on that you have your rabbets turned to the inside. For our faces, again, we'll use plenty of exterior grade glue. And I want to tack those on again with 1.5" staples. Now that I've got the face and back tacked on, I want to come in and pre-drill and insert some 2" exterior grade screws just to strengthen everything up. I'll come in 3/8 from the edge and just pre-drill. We'll need to give the bees an entrance, so for that we'll come up 2.5 inches and over 4 inches, and we'll drill 2 3/4 inch holes, letting them overlap. We're almost ready for our hanger, but first we'll need to drill a 3/4 inch hole. So the easiest way for us to find center is going to be to flush the hanger up on the outside edge, measure what we've got left, 16 3/8. Half of that is going to be 8 3/16. I'll make a mark at the bottom and a mark at the top. I'll draw a line. I'll use our exterior wood glue, a generous amount, 1.25" staples, and 1.25" screws. I want to prep our lids to be screwed on later. To do that, I'll drill some holes at 3/8 on the sides. That with a 3/16 drill bit. Well, there you go. 3 swarm traps out of 1 sheet of plywood. I'll get some paint on these and come back and show you how to set them up. I was able to get a coat of primer and a coat of paint on the outside of our boxes last night. And at this point, we could install 5 new frames, mounted on a tree, and possibly catch a swarm. But there are a few steps that we can take that'll help us out and increase our chances of catching bees. I'll show you that now. Well, bees like to move into a place that already smells like bees, so we're going to try to make them feel right at home. I've melted some beeswax in a small crock pot. Now with the roller, I'm just going to spread a little on the inside of the box. When I rendered that wax, I had a lot of slum gum left over. I'm going to take a couple chunks of that and just drop it in the bottom of the box as well. Now let's talk about the type of frames we'll be putting in our swarm trap. I'll go through these as a good, better, best situation. A new swarm of bees can build a lot of comb really fast. I could put brand new frames in there, but without some kind of guidance, the bees might build cross comb. They might build however they want to build, not how we want them to build. At the very least, if you're going to be using new frames, you can cut a rip of wood and put in there as a starter strip. That'll give the bees some kind of guidance to stay on track. Another option is plastic foundation. Now you'll want to make sure that you get a foundation that already has beeswax on it, or put it on there yourself. Now we'll get into what I like to use. Like I said before, bees like to move into a place that already smells like bees. I like taking an old frame that has plenty of wax and propolis already on it, clean it up just a bit, put some new wire in it, put either plastic foundation that's been waxed, or put in wax foundation as a starter strip. And last but not least, if you've got it, you can put in an old frame of comb. This will give the bees a head start, and the queen will be able to start laying immediately. Now the last step before we hang our swarm trap, I want to take a little bit of lemongrass oil. I like to put it on a Q-tip. Just a couple drops. I'll put a little on each end. I'm going to put that in a zip bag. Drop it down in there. And I'm going to cut the corner off. Just a little bit. I'll drop that down in the bottom of our trap. Screw on the lid. I do like to hang my traps at a height that's manageable from the ground. Now it's just time to sit back and wait. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Click the subscribe button so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. Our next video will be on building beekeeping equipment, hive bodies, supers, lids, and bottoms. Now, if you are a new beekeeper or interested in more information about keeping bees, I'll put a link to some great YouTube channels in the description.